You look spent, dude. Spent.
Hey, it's the authentic 1369 Barista look, you know. I've covered like 2 shifts beyond what I normally cover there this week.
You're very emo looking. Or at least that outfit is.
Yeah, I'm wearing one of black. No why necessarily. I'm just trying to be fashionable.
Is it working? Alright. What's your name?
My name's Daniel. Daniel Thorn. Daniel JTV Thorn.
And you work at the coffee house?
I do. I work at the Inman Square shop.
But you're also a Harvard graduate?
I am. I graduated in 2011.
It's quite curious to me, and you're not the first I've seen a Harvard or MIT graduate working at a coffee shop.
Well, I'm a musician, and after graduating from college, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I was a little depressed. I was thinking about going to graduate school, and I realized I needed to spend some time living in the real world before going to do more school. And playing music, I started recording music as well. I started recording my bands and then mixing down other people's work, mastering audio, and I started working out of this studio, which I helped build a few years ago with a couple of former classmates of mine. But like when we started, we cooled up all of our gear.
Yeah.
The best way to do it, and then like Parker moved away, so like in the last couple of months I had to buy a new mixing board to replace the one he took. I had to buy new patch bays, microphones. But this is where I do a lot of the tracking.
Okay. Just a small patriotic room.
Yeah, so my brother came up here to record a little while ago, and he did, he's from New Jersey. We took some photos reenacting the Born in the USA.
Okay.
It's like I was gonna say, you're Brian Thorn, we should call this Thorn in the USA. We set the 2 of these up, and he had the hat in his pocket.
Oh, yeah. What's his band called?
They're called Living Large. I might, maybe I'll put some music on, because...
So you graduated.
I did graduate, yeah.
But were you burnt out and felt like you didn't want to jump right into your field, or while you also just realized that the music meant more to you than academia?
Yeah, I was excited about the music I was playing at the time. I was in about 2 bands, and they've since broken up, but music is something I was always really excited about, living around Cambridge, playing shows at TT the Bears or the Middle East, or around Union Square, Inman Square. I wanted to keep doing that, and I wanted to go to grad school, but I'd spent my entire life, the first 22 years of my life being really good at school, and I realized that there was a difference between being really good at school and being smart, and I wanted to, learn a little bit more about myself outside of just doing schoolwork. I play guitar and bass guitar. And right now I play in a band called Dr. Fidelity. That's the band I'm in.
So this is your nowadays band.
Yeah, we're like a soul, or a soulful rock band, or a soul band. If you see us live, we're playing pretty much entirely originals, but we know a lot of covers. We'll mix in. We do weddings.
You play bass in that?
I do.
Do you slap?
I do. I'm getting better at it. I've got the calluses. You probably can't see them.
I'm gonna go see that. You're also an audio engineer.
I am.
And did you just teach yourself that? Because that's not easy, mixing and...
Yeah, I started wanting to record myself back in high school, and in college I was lucky enough to find some little practice spaces where my bands would practice, and they had some equipment I could use, so I kind of taught myself. And you're always teaching yourself more. It's really about 2 years ago. My friends and I, we found this studio space, and we took out a lease. We're right here in Boynton Yards, or in
That's what it's called?
Yeah, so that's what this whole complex is called. It's a lot of science research labs, and we're
right in here.
Yeah, actually, you can see our co-tenant does laser work over there.
Because for the audience, we're behind Cambridge Street by the Twin Plaza.
Yeah, it's a great location for us to tell the musicians. You're within a 5-minute walk of a McDonald's, a Burger King, a Dunkin' Donuts. There's a grocery store. And there are like 2 or 3 liquor stores, and now there's a bar.
I noticed you guys don't mention the gym.
No.
No. Musicians.
Is
that a bar over there, though?
It's a brewery, yeah. The Somerville Brewing moved into this area, and they have a little tap room. They do bar trivia. They have some concerts. They have comedy nights. It's a fun place to check out. And
I'm not sure if they're still here, but the Cannoli Bakery.
Oh, yeah, they're right next door, I think.
So it smells delish.
It is pretty great.
So this is a recording studio, and what else is here?
It's a multimedia production studio. We do a little bit of videography in here, photography. We've got some backdrops for, press photos. I like to think that the space is a place where musicians or creative people can get pretty much everything they need done. And
the company itself is called?
They're called BOCA Studios.
BOCA Studio.
Boston, Cambridge, BOCA.
Yeah, and it's pretty new, right?
About 2 years old, yeah.
Who's the landlord here?
There's a guy named Jonah. He's a former MIT affiliate. He's a researcher. He runs one of the science labs at one of the buildings next door. Yeah, he's a wonderful man.
So, yeah, he's keeping rent affordable for the arts.
Yeah.
Do you live in this neighborhood?
I live in Inman Square, so not too far.
But you've been around here, like, a bunch of years.
Almost 10 years, so.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm 27, and I moved up here when I was 18. I was visiting Cambridge since I was, like, 14 or 15. At the time, I'd, like, go to the garage, and I'd see, like, Newbury Comics, like, oh, this is the coolest place. And it was cool, because, like, there were records that I wanted to buy there, these, like, 90s indie rock records I liked that I couldn't find anywhere else. Of course, later on I started going to Stereo Jacks, or, like, In Your Ear, or, going to other record stores, yeah. But, when I was 15, I was like, oh, the garage, it's the coolest place. Whoa, they've got a crazy doze in here.
So, tell me about working at the coffee shop. Have you been there long?
I've been there for a little over 4 years.
Whoa!
I've been part-time for about half of that,
Yep.
and now I work about 2 shifts a week.
Okay.
And it's nice to still be part of the community, and it's nice to keep seeing the regulars, the people I know, my coworkers, but it's also nice that I'm able to spend most of my time doing music.
What, as far as Inman Square, have you seen the changes in the neighborhood predominantly like the last 5 years?
I have. I've lived here for around 5 years, and I've enjoyed living here ever since. I'm glad to stay in the area, but it definitely, I can see that Harvard and MIT are both kind of pushing a little bit further in here, and not necessarily in terms of businesses, storefronts, but kind of the culture, a lot more, yuppies.
Yeah.
And that's, when I moved here, it was mostly, there were a lot of graduate students, so it wasn't too different, but it seems like there's a slightly different culture, I remember. And we're off of Union Square right now, and with the subway expansion, I've already seen a lot of places around here get bought up for condos, even with the Green Line indefinitely delayed. What I worry about is just like the sort of neighborhood sense totally dying. Like, Cambridge actually reminds me a lot of some of the outer boroughs of New York, places in Brooklyn or in Queens, where it's still urban, but it's not, skyscrapers, not big cities, most people are living in 3-story buildings. And I'd be worried if Cambridge just became a bunch of, condominiums or big housing developments that, maybe more people get to live here, but I really appreciate the urban character and just the view of the city. I like walking around, seeing this unique architecture, this traditional New England.
Do you think we could get overcrowded?
Yes. I think it's probably pretty easy to do, especially around this neighborhood. They're building up a lot of places to be, pretty high capacity housing. Actually, they're right next, not next door, but a couple of buildings away from the studio. There used to be a cold storage unit. Now it's condos.
Right.
They look pretty nice, but I can't afford them. That doesn't disappoint me even as much as, landlords in these crappy buildings I've lived in Inman Square, charging, $200, a month more, in the new year, not replacing anything.
Do you worry that Cambridge is going to lose the artists and the musicians because of the transformation it's going through?
I do. I think it's, there are always going to be young people who are artistically inclined around here. I think, from what there are so many college students, and also I have a lot of friends who went to Cambridge Range and Latin School. Seems like the public schools around here are always going to do a good job, creating inquisitive and artistically inclined kids. But are they going to stick around after college and really settle in here and make the neighborhood their own? I don't know. I don't know if they'll be able to. And I know it's that's disappointing because there's a proud tradition of independent art, music, literature. It's come out of Cambridge, Somerville. And I wouldn't want it to be a transient thing, I wouldn't want it to be, it's great that there are a lot of Emerson students who are playing in bands, but are they going to be around here after they graduate,
All right, Dan, you're cutie, and I want you to stay around. We need you.
I'd love to stick around.
All right, well, thank you.
Sure, thank you.